I have not done this in a while. This feels weird. Hi guys, my name's Abby and welcome back to my channel. I have been gone for quite some time. Don't really make YouTube videos anymore. But I thought I'd make a little comeback. And by little, I mean don't expect videos once or twice a week. They're kind of just going to be cropping up here, there and everywhere. There's no schedule, so bear that in mind. As you've probably noticed, there is a name change. I no longer go by the name of Oh Snap It's Abby. The name is now AbZilla. If you haven't already noticed by the title of this video, it is to do with Godzilla. Mechagodzilla, to be precise. So before I get into what the video is, where have I been? I've literally just been busy with life, hence why I've just not done YouTube videos. There hasn't been really anything for me to film. I haven't had any strong interests until now. And if you can't tell by the username change for my YouTube, just poked my eye, ow. If you can't tell as well with the title of the video, big fan of the big fella himself, the king, Godzilla. My love for Godzilla started last year in 2024 and ever since it has just literally been growing. So I thought, because I can tell I am so passionate about this, why not make my YouTube orientated towards it, so that way I could make a comeback. And doesn't mean it will always be Godzilla based videos, depending on how much I enjoy uploading, is what kind of content will come. And the reason I as well wasn't really uploading is just it became very tiring and trying to think of new ideas and everything, so there'll probably still be a bit of music here and there, but I want to try and keep it based towards Godzilla, with reviews about the movies, reviews about the figures that I buy, because the collection is starting to grow and I feel at some point I'll probably do a Godzilla figure collection video, or I'll even review some of the figures I already have, and any figures that I order and receive in the post. Then obviously I'm going to really want to do an unboxing video and review those for you guys as well. So that's the reason for the name change, and that's the reason why I haven't been very active. I just have been busy with life and I just haven't found the time to do videos or have the inspiration. And now that I have something with a very big passionate interest, then I thought I could make videos about this. I could make a comeback. So that's why I'm back. And also because I did miss making YouTube videos, so I'm hoping I will stick around for some time. So if you're an old subscriber to me, I hope you're keeping well, and thanks for sticking around and hoping that I'd maybe show my face again. Today's video. Now, the video probably is going to be filmed over a numerous amount of days, so maybe expect the odd lighting angle change, because this is a model kit and I don't know, with other life things, I don't know if things will get in the way, so that I might have to build the figure over a couple of days. So what are we reviewing? What are we building? We are building Mechagodzilla Kiryu. The best, in my opinion, Mechagodzilla. We have here the Aoshima Model Kit. I'm very excited to build this model kit because, if you know, the SH Monster Arts figure of Mechagodzilla is very expensive, and I thought, let's start off budget. Still a little bit pricey, not the best I think when it comes to colour, because obviously a lot of people expect Mechagodzilla to have quite a metallic look about him, and because this is obviously a plastic model kit, doesn't always kind of show that. But obviously I have the opportunity, or anyone has the opportunity, to buy model paint and make your own edits to it and touch-ups. The idea is that I'm going to unbox this, I'll show you what's inside, and then it'll probably cut to a time lapse of me building the figure, and then I will give you my review on what I think of the figure overall. Without further ado, let's get into this bad boy. Side note, I just want to say I am filming this with my iPhone at the minute because I don't have really much of a good camera option. I'm looking in the future to get in a new camera, but for the time being, iPhone is going to have to be the thing I use to film, so I do apologise if any of the quality is quite rubbish throughout. I don't think it will be, I think it'd be pretty okay, but yeah, let's get into the model kit. So here we have the Aoshima Mechagodzilla Model Kit. I got this for about £85 from a UK seller. I will leave their shop in the description below, but the only issue is I think I bought the last one. I don't know if they're going to restock, but you can get these from Hobby Figure Japan, so there is like other options to get one of these model kits. I just grabbed it because it was in the UK and I knew that I wouldn't have to wait for a long dispatch time, and it got to me very, very quickly and was very, very well packaged. So let's get into the model kit. Inside we have the instructions, which are going to be in Japanese. But from what I've heard from other people and seen on other reviews, it is very, even though it looks very overwhelming, it's a very easy step-by-step guide once you get the ball rolling. And on the back it shows you each like sprue with every part on it as well, so it will be quite easy to follow and set out once I start the building process. I love this artwork so much, it's so cool. A bit about how to apply, I think, the stickers, and then the main bit itself, which is all of the sprues. So it is very, you know, it's very, oh god, it is very well packaged. I'm very excited to build this, and I think what makes it fun being a model kit with a Mechagodzilla figure, or any kind of model kit really, is once you've built it, there's just this whole nice reveal of what you've done. Like, you've done this, you've built this, and I think that's just a really nice achievement and a nice feel to building a model kit. Because I've never actually built like a big model kit. I've like built little Warhammer figures and I've painted them, and I've really enjoyed doing that. But I'm very excited to build this, especially as it's Mechagodzilla. And then these are the stickers, which, debating whether I'm going to do stickers or if I'm going to hand paint on. I'm still undecided because part of me does want to give a silver metallic coat of paint, but I also don't want to risk messing it up. So the chances of me keeping it how the model kit is meant to be done, just built and done, I will probably do. Now, a side note, the model kit does not come with clippers or with files or a mold line remover, so I'd highly recommend that, unless you're already a model kit person, to get your hands on some clippers and some very small files or mold line remover, just so that you can get your model kit to as perfect as you can. And these are really only the tools you'll ever need. Using a clipper is probably better than just trying to pop it out of the sprue, because you can get a lot of plastic left over that you won't want on your figure, otherwise it'll look very messy. Also, I didn't realise, I was just thinking about it, it does say about painting the kit, if I hadn't already mentioned, so obviously this is something I'm thinking about doing, and we'll figure out if I want to do it in the future, but for the time being I'm just going to build the kit as the kit is. If you were to paint the kit, there is some help there.
What the dog doing?
Ta-da! And here we have it, Mechagodzilla Aoshima's model kit. Complete-ish. And I say ish because I decided to not add the decals, because they were a pain in the freaking arse. I don't know what kept happening, but every time I kept trying to cut them out, I was being very careful, using a crafting knife, and would soak them for the right amount of time, and they just did not want to stick. So I don't know what happened, but in the end I just gave up, and some of them kept breaking, just simply breaking apart, and I was thinking to myself, this probably shouldn't be happening. I definitely know that if I was to go and paint him and do some more details to him, that I could really make him look quite the figure. But for a model kit, I thought he's not one that's going to be played about with as much, and I'll explain why in a bit. So I'm quite happy to leave him the way he is. So yeah, let's get on to the review of the figure. So first I'm going to talk about the building process. Looking at the instructions, I can assure you it does at first look rather intimidating, maybe a little bit overwhelming, but it is rather straightforward. The best thing about this model kit, it is a like snap and push together type one. You're not gluing anything together, so it's very easy. It's just pushed together and done type thing. And the instructions, once you've got your head around them, you realise actually how straightforward they are. I had a lot of fun of building Mechagodzilla over the course of a few evenings. I didn't do it all in one go, so it was really fun to have a moment to unwind and do something different, and knowing that I would be very happy with the end result once I had completed the model kit. You'll also see in the instructions that there's sometimes, if you're looking to buy this kit and you're going to use the decorations, the stickers, then you'll see in there, in the instruction book, is sometimes the letter D and then a number, and that is assigning you which number of the decoration to place where. I was going to do that while building, and then I thought, no, I'll do it at the end. And as I previously mentioned, they were an absolute pain in the backside, so I didn't bother putting them on. And I thought to myself, I'm not even going to paint this figure, because as much as I would love to, I would also absolutely hate to make a mistake and then feel like I've wasted my money by ruining a figure because I couldn't get some paint details perfect. So I thought he looks as good as he is, so I'm just going to leave him as that. Tips you'll want to know when doing a model kit if you've never done a model kit before, but if you're into model kits then you'll know this, or if you've done Warhammer then you'll know this. When using your cutters, make sure you're using the flat edge towards the piece you are cutting out, so don't ever like cut with the like really open bit towards it, because the closer you can get to the part, then there's more chance that you're not going to have like that extra bit of plastic sticking out on the figure. And the good thing is you can go back over the areas where you can potentially see that there might be some extra plastic to cut off, but that's the reason why you always want to use the flat edge towards the piece you're cutting out, not towards the sprue or what it's on. So bear that in mind when you are cutting, because that's how you'll get the cleanest cut. And finally, be really careful when you are putting this model kit together. I think this goes for many model kits, and this is my first time doing like a big model kit and not Warhammer. Be careful when pushing bits together and trying to get them to fit together, because if it's a really thin, flimsy bit, you'll have the chance that if it's quite warm, the plastic has probably softened a little and become a little bit too flexible. I unfortunately had a part of this Mechagodzilla break when I was putting it together. The side of him snapped, and the small little bit that is to push inside to the hole snapped off inside the hole, so I had no choice but to super glue that area, which was really upsetting because I thought, oh my Christ, I can't believe I've just broken this model kit, but thankfully, because I'm never going to be taking the model kit apart, it's absolutely fine, it looks fine, and you can't really tell that I've super glued it, which is really, really good. So that's the only thing about model kits, is just you have to be careful because the plastic can be quite flimsy, and then there's the accidental of breakage happening, and that unfortunately did happen to me, but thankfully was fixed. So the model kit comes with some spare parts, which is really awesome. There is another spare set of eyes, so you can choose between having Mechagodzilla's eyes yellow or red. There is also another set of hands, so you can switch. They're not really different, apart from the one set of hands is a bit bigger and the other set is a little bit smaller, so they look very much similar. I put the bigger hands on, and there is the dorsal fins at the top are removable, so you can either have him with his jet booster on or off. Obviously for me, I had to have him with his jet boosters on because he just looks amazing. Why wouldn't you want him with his jet boosters on? And finally, it obviously comes with the decorations for you to place on to add that extra little bit of detail, but as I said, I have decided to go against that. I will tell you now, building this has certainly made me want more Mechagodzilla figures. Let's move on to articulation. In his head, he can look up pretty far, which is pretty awesome, and he can look down pretty far, which is pretty good as well. He has quite a lot of rotation at the head, which is awesome. Don't tend to always get that, which is pretty cool. His mouth opens and closes as well, and when you open it, it reveals his laser beams that are inside his mouth, which is really, really cool. As I've mentioned, the jet boosters can come off, and you can put his dorsal fins back in, or you can take the dorsal fins out and put his jet boosters back on. His chest plate opens up, which is really awesome, because you'd think sometimes some model kits might not provide that, and it's a very key part of Mechagodzilla, so it's very awesome that his chest plate opens up. Arms, we have some range of movement when it comes to his arms. Shoulder wise, we can like turn the arm all the way around, but we can't lift up very high. We have nice bend at the elbow, which is good, and we have his hand on a ball joint, so there's movement at his wrist, but it is very limited. There is no articulation in the fingers. When it comes to his torso, we are again quite limited to the movement. We can bend down slightly, and we can bend back slightly. Enough for a model kit, I would say. I think obviously too much and you're going to probably see the model kit start breaking, as you might see him pop out and you have to put it back in, but that sometimes is an issue with quite a lot of figures and not just model kits. His towel, which has a nice well, that was great. His towel has a nice range of motion. Breaks. Well, that proves my point on the articulation of the towel. So it is a bit limited. The weight of the towel, it doesn't like to stay up. It does like to come back down. You can obviously bend it into positions, but it's slightly limited to what it can do before it potentially just comes back out of a ball joint and needs to be pushed back in. That might just be unfortunate for me, and that's going to happen if I keep posing him a lot, or it might, you know, and like other people, they might not have that issue, I don't know, or it might be a common issue for a lot of people. But towel articulation is, for me, quite limited, and one of the bits where I feel the figure and I think I'm not going to move about that too much. Moving on to the legs, we can move them up so he can almost be in a sitting position, but obviously the towel gets in the way, so it makes it a little bit limited. They can't turn all the way round. They can slightly move outwards, and the knees can bend quite nicely as well, but there's not a full range of motion, just slight. Again, it's quite limited, and I find sometimes they get a little bit stuck, the knees. And the feet, not the greatest articulation. Like there's a swivel in the ankle, which is really cool, but the big full range of movement with feet is quite limited. And so that is the articulation. There is the sides here, which you could potentially remove these extra jet boosters out and close the plastic flaps inwards. So you can do that as well if you want to, or you can keep them in if you want him in jet booster ready mode, which basically is what I went for. My overall thoughts. This has been a really cool model kit to build. I have enjoyed every second of building it, and it's been an absolute amazing feeling to finish it and see what I have produced by. It does amaze you when you look at a model kit and it's all on the sprues, on the plastic, waiting to be cut out and ready to be built, and you think, oh my goodness, I've got a model kit to build, you know, this is going to take some time. And then you get there and you have the outcome and you're thinking to yourself, wow, I did that and it's done and it looks great. So I love it because it is my favourite Mechagodzilla design. Kiryu will always, and for many, have a soft spot in my heart. I like that if you're looking for a budget version of getting a Mechagodzilla figure because you can't get the SH Monster Arts one or the SOC Soul of Chogokin. I think that's my pronunciation for that word's probably wrong, but they are two figures that I really hope to get one day and review for you guys. But for now, if you're looking for a budget-ish version, then I would say the model kit is probably a great place to start with, because not only do you get the figure, you've had the joy of building that figure, and I think that's a really nice feeling. The downside of this figure for me is it feels like it's going to break every time I'm moving it, and that obviously is very common with a lot of model kits. But because of this figure is something more that I want to display, I know that with figures like SH Monster Arts, I know there's a bit more give in them, that I can, you know, pose them a bit more and be a bit more heavy-handed. That saying that obviously there is known issues with some SH Monster Arts that they don't have the best quality at all times, but all the ones I've got I'm very happy with and haven't had any major issues. And that's why the model kit version of Mechagodzilla for me is going to probably be more, while all my figures will be on display, if I ever do like posing for like figure photography and pose them, it's going to be very limited to use this Mechagodzilla figure because the articulation is quite limited, and also I don't want the figure to break while I'm trying to pose it. It's already proven to be a little bit flimsy from where I've had the accidental break when I was building him. Do I believe that any big Godzilla fan, especially Mechagodzilla fans, should buy this model kit? Hell yeah. It's so cool to add to your collection, and to say that you built it as well is a win-win in my book. So if you're looking to get this figure or model kit, I definitely say get it. I did pay £84 for it, which I don't believe it should be that much, but hey ho. When you're a Mechagodzilla fan, you pay the money, you pay the fees. I'm very happy to now add this to my collection, and hopefully in the future I will soon have the other two Mechagodzilla figures that I would like to get in my hands, so then I can review them for you. Even though there's probably tons of reviews out there, I just like being able to do reviews. I think it's really fun and it's really enjoyable, and I like to inform. So rah. All I have left to say is thank you for watching, and if you have any questions about this model kit, please leave them in the comments below and I will do my best to answer them for you. And I will see you in the next video, which will be another Godzilla figure review, but not a model kit, an actual figure this time. So, see you in the next one.